Hey y'all, today we're going to be talking about combat in Flesh and Blood, and specifically the layer step. So what the layer step is and what you can do during it.
Layers! Onions have layers.
Flesh and Blood combat.
Have layers. Onions have layers? You get it. We both have layers.
The layer step is the first phase of combat in Flesh and Blood. So whether you have just played an attack action card or you have activated your weapon, the first thing that happens is the layer step. In this step, your attack action card or your weapon activation sits unresolved on the stack. And only once both players have passed priority will the attack resolve and we move on to the next phase of combat. So here are some key implications about the attack being unresolved on the stack. First, the attack is not considered attacking yet. Since it is not resolved, it is not considered attacking. However, costs have already been paid. In Flesh and Blood, to put an effect on the stack, all costs must have been paid already. So in this case, any resources you had to pay for this attack must have already been paid, and also any action points you needed to spend have been spent already. So with this information, let's move into some examples. Suppose your opponent plays Exude Confidence into you. The text on this card says, while Exude Confidence isn't defended by a card with equal or greater power, the defending hero can't play or activate instance or defense reactions this combat change. So, depending on your deck, the text on this card can be pretty brutal. But, when your opponent plays this, we enter the layer step and the attack has not resolved yet, meaning that its effect is not active during the layer step, and you can go ahead and use or activate any instance you might have. Meaning, it is legal for you to play a snag, for example, to stop this Exude from gaining any power later on, or to Blizzard the Exude Confidence if it had gained Go again from some effect, or even to play a Sigil of Solace to stop this attack from bringing lethal damage. For next example, we're going to take a look at Dromai's Dragons. Now, a lot of Dromai's Dragons have attack triggers. So let's take Asvalai for example. Asvalai says, whenever Asvalai attacks, you may have him deal 1 arcane damage to up to any 2 targets. So suppose your Dromai opponent declares an attack with Asvalai. We enter the layer step, and the attack is not resolved yet, and so Asvalai is not attacking yet, meaning that there's no arcane damage being dealt on the layer step. Then you, say as Icelander, can respond by casting your blue Ice Bolt from Arsenal, targeting this Asvalai, killing it in the layer step. This means several things. Remember that the cost of declaring the attack has already been paid, meaning your opponent has already spent their action point and will not be getting it back. Also, if your opponent had to burn them all in play, that too never triggered, since it specifies that a dragon needs to have attacked. And finally, if your opponent has Silent Stilettos equipped, they are unable to actually use its effect because, again, it specifies that an attacking ally must have been destroyed, but the Asvalai got destroyed before it even got to the step where it was considered attacking. For the last example, we're going to talk about Belittle. Belittle is an interesting one because it itself has an effect that goes on the stack in the layer step. Belittle's text says, as an additional cost to play Belittle, you may reveal an attack action card with 3 or less base power from your hand. If you do, search your deck for a card named Minnowism, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So suppose your opponent plays Belittle and pays the additional cost of revealing a card with 3 or less power. We enter the layer step with 2 effects already on the stack. The Belittle attack itself, and Belittle's inline triggered effect of searching the deck for Minnowism. If both players pass, your opponent gets to search, and then if both players pass again, the Belittle resolves and becomes attacking. So, if you are an ice hero with a Blizzard in your hand, you will want to respond to the search effect by playing a Blizzard, and force your opponent to expend further resources to keep the Go again from Belittle before they get to search for their deck for more resources. So, that is all I wanted to cover about the layer step. Let me know in the comments if there are any more intricate interactions in Flesh and Blood that you would like to see gone over in a video like this. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it.